Hi, welcome back to whatever this is. My name is Kaysa. I'm online, and today I am going to continue talking about horror movies that I may or may not have watched and trying to solve them because I have nothing else to do. I have plenty of things to do. I'm procrastinating, so I'm making more work for myself to distract me from the things that I need to do. It's really just a self-sabotaging cycle. But today, I want to talk about Smile. I was going to talk about Smile before, but then I really couldn't think of an idea that actually seemed feasible. However, I've actually got to a point where I really think there's only one feasible solution that would make sense to solving Smile. And I have seen somewhere on the internet as well that technically they did figure out how to solve it, but apparently they didn't do too well if there's a second movie coming out. They need my help. If anyone doesn't know, Smile is a horror movie, psychological horror, where after witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, a psychiatrist becomes increasingly convinced she's being threatened by an uncanny entity. So there are a few elements to this that seem a little interesting. And from what I understand, the reason why I pointed out that it's also psychological horror, there's some other horror aspects, but psychological horror is more of a gray area because it's about the perception of the person experiencing the horror themselves. In this context of this film, the person who witnesses a unaliving of a certain patient is in a psych ward. So the patient is there getting treatment. So the psychiatrist itself is already being affected by the psychological aspects of it all. When you're being threatened, messed with by an entity, so not necessarily haunted and not necessarily possessed. I think this is more like a curse realm, hex realm. I don't fully know those definitions, but the entity itself is just messing with you, right? You're just the target for now simply because you were there, wrong place, wrong time, right? That's why you have to make better friends and better life choices for your career. I would never be working in this situation. Someone has to, but it would not be me.
You're going to die! You're going to die!
The way the Smile entity is described is that a person sees someone who smiles and then they are then infected with the entity going to haunt them, right? It spreads like a virus almost.
I've seen it too.
You?
And that was my first thought. I'm like, how do you stop a virus? We just have a 2019 to 2020 situation of which I won't say out loud because we were all there probably. The way we handled it is arguably just being paranoid all the time. And I don't think paranoia is exactly the way to go here. I was thinking, like, how do you combat a virus? How do you really deal with a virus? And I was thinking there's only one true way. You would need some sort of medicine, an antibody, a antiviral infection medicine or something like that. And who would be that? Who is going to be either the antiviral medicine or the white blood cell that's gonna deal with Smile, the virus, the infection? And I came to a solution. We have to summon another demon who's gonna deal with it. But a particular demon, we're gonna summon it. I have seen some content around. I don't think I've seen it either, but I know what it's about. I don't know what it is with me. I'll know about things and never actually watch the movies. I want to watch the movies, I just haven't. Because I don't really want to sit down and watch the movies. I think it is a great entity because I've watched some reviews on what it might be, and it is just another sort of alien who feeds off of fear. And from the movie clips that I've seen of 2017's version of it is very emotionally motivated.
I'm not afraid of you.
You will be.
It needs you to fear it so it can grow in power, and then that's what makes it happy. But it really does get angry and pissed off and irritated if something gets in the way of that. So I think that if we summon it, And then we're too busy smiling because of the smile entity. And we go to it and be like, hey, we are just too joyful to fear you. If you want to come stop this, do it, you know? And we don't let them know that our cheeks hurt, okay? And then we get it to go fight the smile entity because we do fear it to some extent. Someone's going to be afraid of that thing. So, you know, he's going to have some sort of power. And then we're like, listen, you go fight smile, and then we will fear you more. And then after it fights smile, we just don't give a about it. But if we can actually convince it to go fight smile, I mean, it buys us time to figure out how to fight it, but we know the only thing about it is that you have to fear it. And if it's too busy trying to do his honky donkey dance on the smile demon, who's probably just gonna smile back and be like, what? Then we can let them duke it out and they'll just kill each other, because who's gonna be afraid of a smiling clown versus a smiling demon? It's a smile off. Or, like I said, just don't work in an asylum, maybe. And if you're going to witness something begin to happen, here's the other real thing you should just do. Don't watch things to the end. It's all a spectacle. I would watch, you know, Dr. Pimple Popper or My 600-Pound Life and things like that. So there is an appeal to watch something to the end for like the shock value of it all. But if you're gonna be a psychiatrist watching a person unalive, I would not do that first. I think I would try to do that first. Because here's the other thing I would like to know. Why did the psychiatrist just watch? That's the real question I actually wanted to ask about this movie. Why did she just watch? Why did she just do that? Why did she just watch? I think that's a failure on the psychiatrist's end. I am not saying the entity isn't there and made of like, you know, lock the door. I am not ruling that out. I'm saying, why did she watch? The whole movie could have just not happened if she had, I don't know, tried for like 10 seconds. Or at least closed her eyes. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'm thinking Smile versus It will probably be the war that we need. And, you know, I'd rather deal with it because you could just go get over your fear rather than Smile, which is, you know, I mean, well, you're supposed to get depressed or something. Like, I can do that too. So, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I tried to make this 5 minutes and now it's 10. So, yay to editing.